Hey, thanks for checking out my channel. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and this is a review of Spirited. Yep, I got around to it. I didn't review it right when it came out, but there were a lot of films that came out at the same time as Spirited. One of them is hilarious, so we're going to talk about that in just a second, but I'm a blind film critic, so I watch films with audio description and I talk about them because accessibility matters. And there's a whole community out there full of blind people that love to watch movies, but we need audio description. Luckily for us, Apple has made a full commitment to audio description. So everything that Apple has released as an original film or TV series has audio description. Fun fact. So if you're thinking about something to subscribe to, where you want your money to go as far as it can for audio description, I would say give Apple Plus a try. It's true that they don't really have licensed content, but it's a cheaper service and everything on it is audio described. So, and Spirited is audio described. It's also a musical. So I have different expectations for musicals. I've talked about this with people in the blind community, and sometimes people want a lot of interjection during songs so that they can still know, like, what are people dancing? What's happening during these musical numbers? For me, I'm a purist and I love the songs, and I loved the songs in this musical. I'm doing this like the next day and I can still remember Good Afternoon. I watched Disenchanted and I couldn't remember a single song after Disenchanted. I thought they were all fine, but nothing stood out to me. But I can remember the songs in Spirited, and that, to me, really helped set it apart. The fact that the songs that were written for this, I felt like I could sing them and remember them. Disenchanted, I just kind of felt like they were songs written in the same way we write things for, like, Disney's Descendants 3, you know, like just songs that just end up in things, not necessarily remembered. We'll see whether or not anybody ever remembers anything from Disenchanted, but I'm gonna guess no. This hopefully will get a Broadway adaptation. I think it's a solid film. I like this a lot. I saw some other critics who were like, I'm not a fan. This was, you know, just this terrible to get through. One of my favorite YouTube critics, Adam Does Movies, just hated this film. I thought he was just gonna bash his head into a wall. He hated this film, and I don't know why. I thought it was cheerful. It's long. It could have probably backed off a little bit on the amount of time that it takes to sell you that Ryan Reynolds' character is obnoxious. That's probably one of my problems, is there's no reason for this film to be over 2 hours. None. Not even at a good length. Not even when you're like, ooh, I liked this film. This is not a 2-hour film. This is, there are obvious pacing issues when this thing breaks 2 hours. Meaning, yeah, I liked this cut, but there has to be a stronger cut of the film. Elf is not like 2 hours and 10 minutes. You know, could it have been? Perhaps. Perhaps Will Ferrell was entertaining enough to have a whole bunch of different random gags throughout the entire film to make Elf 2 hours and 10 minutes. But just because you have the footage doesn't necessarily mean that's the strongest cut of the film. I think there's probably a stronger cut of Spirited that puts this at a shorter runtime. Anyway, yeah, you've got, this is just an interesting take on A Christmas Carol. That's what this is, in case you looked at those previews and you were like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, that's what it is. It's A Christmas Carol. But it's A Christmas Carol taken into a way that those ghosts who haunted Scrooge are actually part of a larger network of ghosts, and they do that all the time with other people. And we only know about the one story that was written about by Dickens, but they've been doing that and doing the whole Christmas past, present, and yet to come. They've been doing that the whole time. So uh, that's their jam, you know. There's a whole industry of ghosts that do this, and they work tirelessly year in and year out. Sort of the same way like we always see whenever it's a Santa movie, Santa's workshop is they have things. It's like Christmas is a huge deal for them. So as soon as Christmas is over, they're working towards the next one. Well, that's what Spirited is. Like they don't just it's not a, they try to portray it as not being as simple as just like snapping your fingers and like, ooh, we're in. Now we're going to haunt you. No, they prep it. They go through a person's memories. They target who it is that they're going to try to change their life, who will benefit the most people, you know, all that good stuff. So, at the top of the film, you see them sort of finishing up on somebody, and then they have to kind of pick the next person. And Will Ferrell, who plays Present, he really wants to go for this guy that is listed as unredeemable. He sees it as a challenge, and he's passed his eligibility for retirement, which would mean that if he retires, he'd be able to go back to Earth. Like, he's done enough good deeds that he gets to relive life as a human and finish his years out. So everybody's like, why haven't you taken that? And he doesn't really reveal that until later on in the film. But he has reasons. And they're kind of sad when you think about it. But yeah, this film can be hilarious at times. And this film also has a couple of just sort of poignant moments in it where it asks a tough question and has you sit in it for a minute. But Ryan Reynolds' character is predictably a pain in the ass. It's like trying to get Deadpool to like do good things. You know, I mean, he's such he breaks the system. And he causes everybody more stress than it's worth. And you know, Will Ferrell's trying to like do new methods to try to get him to follow, but no, he doesn't care. He knows he's a bad guy and he loves it. He's perfectly fine with it. He wakes up every morning and he's like, oh, yeah, this is what I do. But in the process, you know, maybe that's not how the film stays forever. Maybe people are capable of change. Maybe he's not unredeemable. So this film is supported by also Octavia Spencer and Tracy Morgan are probably the next two biggest stars. Rose Byrne is in this. But one of the funny things that I wanted to talk about was, and this opened, I believe, like the day before, and then the next will open the day after. The same girl who is the lead in Slumberland is also plays Ren, who is the niece of Ryan Reynolds' character in this. So this girl came out of nowhere and had two films on the same weekend, two big films on the same weekend on streaming services. Her household must have been like, what are we marathoning them? Like, it's crazy. I saw her name and I was like, what? She was in two movies on the same week. How does that even happen for her? The likelihood that some girl would break through with two films on the same weekend like that it's crazy. But yeah, so she's in here. If you saw Slumberland, it's the same girl playing Ren in this. So I liked it. I liked the film. I thought it was cheerful. I liked the music. What I didn't like about it was the runtime, and I don't like the choice that they pull at the end of the film. So I don't. There's a part of the end of the film that kind of took the wind out of sails for me, because, and I can't talk about it because I'm not going to spoil the film, but I will say I disagree with a choice made in the third act that causes the film to end where it ends. So maybe you'll get there and you'll be like, oh, that's probably what he was talking about. Maybe it is. Surprisingly, everybody has decent voices. I don't know how badly auto-tuned they are. They didn't sound auto-tuned. They just sound like they're singing decently. And I love the music. So I think this is cheerful, and I wouldn't mind watching this again another Christmas. Probably not next Christmas, but I would watch this again. Yeah. So I don't know why everybody hates it, but I loved it. So I'm giving Spirited an A-. Yep. Its audio description for me really tried to stay out of the music, which was good. It comes in every once in a while in like a reprise or something like that, where it has a little bit of like, ooh, they're doing some dance choreography. But for me, it gave me what I need out of a musical. It may not be what you need out of a musical, so you're gonna have to decide: are you somebody who likes likes things talked through, or are you somebody who enjoys the music? And I definitely had that debate with people who felt like the Hamilton movie on Disney Plus was underdescribed. I'm like, they never stop singing. It's constant music. Where would you put audio description? Do you want audio description on like through the songs? Because we don't do it during dialogues. Why would we do it during songs? Because song is just sung dialogue. So you have to be very careful about what it is. Be careful what you wish for. But I know some people would prefer. They'd say, screw the music. I want to know if they're dancing. You know, I don't need to know that. I like the songs. It's just a personal preference thing. But that's it. If you stayed this long, perhaps you like me. Perhaps you want to keep elevating audio description conversations and letting the world know that blind people watch films too. And if so, please subscribe. I'm 13 away from 100. I'm trying to break 100 this year. I think I can do it. It's not December yet. And I think I can do it with your help. So let's get there. Click that subscribe button. And tell your friends about me. You can go to the MacMovieGuy.com is my website. You can go to the Audio Description Project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what has audio description and where you can watch it. And you can go to the adna.org. That's the adna.org. It'll let you know who is narrating your favorite films and TV shows. That's it for me today. I got to go review something else for you guys, but I will see you on the other side.